Welcome back, dear traders. Investors are mulling over inflation, recession, the oil market, business activity, and the labor market, banks, and the Powell's rhetoric. Let's discuss these issues in this video review. The volatile American session put investors on edge yesterday, while street indexes closed almost flat. The major stock indexes closed yesterday with a dip. The Dow Jones and the Nasdaq closed 0.15% down. The S&P500 shed 0.13% to close at 3,759. Wall Street indexes traded in the green in the US pre-market. Nevertheless, fundamentals do not favor the steady uptrend. Wall Street is likely to continue its roller coaster today. Analysts warn about gyrations in the S&P tonight. The intraday corridor for the index is defined between 3,720 and 3,800 points. In essence, the stock market has been stuck in limbo. Earlier, investors wondered whether the stock market had reached its bottom and when exactly the US economy will slip into recession. Market players suggest different forecasts. Most of them assess the chance of a recession at 20 or 50%. Yesterday, investors were full of hopes that Jerome Powell would clear up the situation in his testimony in Congress. In practice, the Fed chairman said nothing sensational but gave food for thought for both for optimism and pessimism. Powell said that the major Fed's commitment is to take a sword in inflation. Besides, he said that the Fed did not aim to unleash a recession. He praised the domestic economy that can tolerate with a high interest rates. On the minus side, Powell confessed that recession can be hardly avoided. Notably, he did not rule out a rate hike even by 100 basis points at a time. In other words, Powell confirmed the extremely hawkish stance on inflation, and today the Fed's leader is giving his second testimony in front of the Financial Services Committee at the House of Representatives. He will present his evaluation of the monetary policy. As for the economic calendar, a series of PMIs for the Eurozone revealed a dismal slowdown in the business activity. PMIs for France, Germany, and the UK came in worse than expected. PMIs for the United States are due later today. The US dollar is regaining its footing. Its index is trading at nearly 104 points with a bullish bias. The corridor for today is seen between 104.20 and 104.60. The greenback owes its strength to global jitters and the Fed's hawkishness. Apart from Powell, other policymakers are committed to the struggle against inflation. The US dollar index has grown by over 8% amid global risk aversion and as a hedge against inflation. The US dollar needs a catalyst for a new rally. U.S. unemployment claims fell short of expectations. The U.S. Labor Department reported that the number of initial jobless claims declined 2,000 last week to 229,000, whereas economists had projected a smaller score of 227,000. It proves persistent tensions in the labor market. The USDCAD pair is trading higher slowly but surely. The currency pair is now trading at nearly 1.2953, lacking momentum to test 1.30. The pair is expected to trade in the corridor between 1.2940 and 1.2980. Meanwhile, the fresh inflation record in Canada brought up the issue of a more resolute measures by the Bank of Canada. Consumer prices shot to 7.7% in May, the highest level in 39 years from 3.6%. Last year, the actual reading surpassed the consensus of 7.4% increase. From now on, the market is anticipating a rate hike of 75 basis points in July 15, following an increase by 50 basis points in June. Upbeat employment data and retail sales raise the chance of aggressive monetary tightening. Despite such prospects, the loonie is wound down by falling oil prices. Crude oil is extending its downtrend today, having lost almost 9% in the last 5 days. Despite a minor growth of oil prices, this is not enough to support the Canadian dollar. The crypto market is trading sideways today, though with a high volatility. Bitcoin is gyrating between 19,700 and 21,400. At the time of preparing material for this video, the digital token was trading at around 20,500, making efforts to climb and settle above $21,000. The bullish and bearish forces are in equilibrium today amid the quiet information environment. The crypto market seems to be entering a flat stage. The intraday corridor for Bitcoin is seen between $20,100 and $20,800. And let me remind you that apart from Powell's testimony and the US PMIs, the Fed's stress test results for banks are due tonight. Besides, important talks on gasoline are underway. Trade at a profit with InstaForex, and see you tomorrow.